All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down, do a video for you guys and gals. Talk about a topic, see what questions we get. This one's a little later than usual. So we'll see kind of how this works in this time slot, see what we get here. All right, quick reminder, if you guys would follow me on the Facebook fitness page, it'd be greatly appreciated. And get over to the topic. So I briefly discussed it during my cardio today. I had to put a lot of thought in, so I've been thinking about a week or two. And, I've increased my training volume. I've increased my GPP, continue to get more jacked, more lean. I've continued to increase my cardio and GPP. I've built the amount of fasted cardio I'm doing, increased my training volumes, went to a 6-day of training every week, right? With that separate arm day. Literally have a bicep and forearm day in addition to my normal, back and bicep and the other day in the split. So making sure we're doubling down on arms. And as I've thought about it, all the general physical repairs I've done, all that weight test walking has really given me the work capacity to do higher and higher training volumes. And I feel like now at this point in the game, if I really want to take everything to the next level, my physique, as I'm continuing to improve physique, shifting from the powerlifting, and I'm still lifting heavy, right? We're doing work sets at 315 on the bench, 550 on the deadlift. Still lifting heavy. What do we need to do? Let's keep up in the training volume. And to do that, I think I'm going to rotate out the cardio. It saves me the time of having to get on the desk, get out there, do all that. So what I'm going to end up doing now that I'm lifting 6 days a week, I think I'm just going to trim the cardio and just add more pump work at the ends of these workouts. So keeping in mind, there's a lot of reasons biologically why I would do that. Mainly because at this point, I just need to get more and more jacked. I'm in good shape in terms of conditioning. And I feel like really just spending my extra energy and calories and everything doing things that stimulate muscle growth is probably a better option. And there's a couple of things. Like I recall, even before all these recent meta-analysis on fat loss and weightlifting that were done, even my friend Alex Viada, right? Even Alex Viada had said that, look, he's the hybrid athlete coach, right? He does marathons while being a powerlifter. He said, look, if your goal is body composition, really, all your exercise should probably be weightlifting. Because that's all you care about in terms of your performance. It's nothing wrong with that. You need to do lots of lifting, right? And that's something I've come to realize, especially when you look at this research that's showing that lifting weights is just as good as cardio for burning fat. So the way I'm looking at it now that my work capacity is higher, I'm used to lifting with a fair amount of volume 6 days a week. I can tack on just more volume at the end of those workouts. Literally come in and do more isolation work, more bicep work, all those small exercises, chest and tricep, I can just add a ton of extra pullovers. Leg day, I can add extra calf raises and leg extensions. See where we're going with this? Tons and tons of volume. And as long as I'm recovering from it, and it's those easy things, I can do that. And I can still start. It's not just fluff and pump because we're doing heavy squat, bench, and deadlift every week. And I feel like that will, when I look at all that data, it's probably going to be the best route. And how many old school bodybuilders literally trained to that way? Didn't Arnold train that way? And we can hate on whatever we want with certain things with Arnold. You know what I mean? Right? But it worked well for him. So I almost feel like that's the way I want to go with that. Monique, I'm not even going to answer that. That's the sort of question that gets me in trouble. All right. Can Bulgarian split squats replace back squats? No. They're a great exercise. They can't replace back squat. Fluff and pump was a term I used to use for a style of training. It used to be a slang term I used for a style of training. It used to make fun of certain cliches of training like 10 years ago, right? Fluff and pump is the guys who just come in and do nothing but high rep pump work and isolation work and don't do any big heavy stuff at all. I just call it fluff and pump, right? They don't really touch a heavy barbell. They just come in and just pump everything. Figure, but I can get sunlight and be outdoorsy with other stuff uh, without having to do that. No, Monique, you don't have to delete it. I'm just, all things considered, that's not the sort of question that I can safely answer without getting into all sorts of trouble. You know what I mean? I'm a bald headed white dude. You know, there's just certain topics I can't breach. I just can't. You know, I'm gonna catch problems for it. I just, you know, no matter, there's no way I can say anything. Doesn't even matter what answer I give. Somebody's gonna take offense. You know, and I just don't want to be in that situation. But me personally, uh, yeah, I figure you might be cool with it, with other people or not. I'm just, because of who I am, I can't reach topics of race. I just can't. There's like nothing. There's no right answer I can give. I personally do not set criteria like that for dating at all. It's generally never been a factor for me. Like I don't have like, oh, this group or that group is my own. You know, I don't do all that. I don't think any of that's necessary. But that's just me personally. Um, to me, an attractive woman is an attractive woman. All right. Is walking. Well, figure I'm not just walking. I am brisk walking with a 50-pound weight vest when I do that. So there's your other context. And if anyone who's standing there says, oh, well, that's not really a big deal, I would suggest to them, go get you a 50-pound vest. Not a 10, not a 20, a 50-pound vest like I do. Throw it on. Just go for a 10-minute brisk walk down the street and come back and tell me how it goes. If you've never done it before. I'm doing up to an hour. Okay. So you tell me, is it really cardio? Is 185 pounds at 5'10" too much? No. Big height. I'm 215 right now at 5'9". Now keep in mind, most guys claiming 5'10" online are not actually 5'10". I've been in the rooms with people. I was 148 last January, 157 in June. Well, if you gained that quick, that's a bit much. When we go in a slight deficit, I feel weak so quick. Well, you know, that happens. Maybe it shouldn't happen with a slight deficit. You should be able to make progress, right? I'm not aware of any drone situation to be scared of. What does it have to do with fitness, Brooks? All right. And these questions got quiet real quick. My bench is 185 for 5, my request 135 for 5. Okay, so what are you asking me, Jason? If you gain weight that fast, though, that's probably a problem. Being a celebrity, I don't get stopped all the time. Most people don't know who I am. I didn't throw a birthday party, dude. What are you talking about? Throw a birthday party. Nobody that I know does that, dude. None of my friends throw birthday parties in their 40s. All right. No, people don't harass me. Occasionally I get stopped if somebody recognizes me. Yeah, but it's not a big deal, though. It's not a problem. Like it's never been an awkward situation or annoying. Hey, Jason, I don't understand what you're asking me. I'm sorry. You keep asking, what should I do? Um, well, it sounds like you got too fat. Quit bulking so hard. I mean, it sounds to me like you way over bulked. You got way too fat. You need to cut and do it right the next time. Yeah. So why did you do that to yourself? Like, I tell you guys over and over and over and over and over and over to not do that, like a broken record. And, you know, so quit doing it. Quit doing it. Don't bulk like that. Go down to a nice lean level and next time bulk 1 pound. Okay. Jason, didn't I tell you the last time to get in a consultation? You argued this before. Okay. Well, it sounds like you can't be helped because you're not going to listen to anybody until there's nothing that can be done. You don't listen to people's advice when they give it to you. So that's it. You're never going to make gains. That's just quit. And I hate to say that, but I gave you sound advice and then you made excuses. So that's it. Just give up because you're not going to take advice from people. So just spin your wheels for the next 5 years. 5 years from now, come back and take my advice and we'll get you gains, dude. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but I don't argue with people. No, you've been in here before. You've been in here before. I know, I recognize your name. So essentially, you overbulked, you got fat, you need to cut, you're going to restart, you're going to lose all your gains. Just accept that. You're going to lose all your gains, but at least you're not going to be fat. Then next time, gain 1 pound a month. That's it. And I don't care that your numbers aren't going up. Stop making excuses and do it the correct way. Otherwise, 5 years from now, you're going to be coming back in here, coach. I'm barely benching 185 for 5 and I'm fat again. You see what I mean? You're going to be in the same spot in 5 years. Is that what you want? Or do you want to make gains? Okay, that's it. See, I just gave you the answer and you made an excuse. So you can't be helped. You're unhelpable. So you can hire me to coach you or we're done. Yeah, tough love. I am tough love coach. I'm like this with my clients. I'm like this with my clients, dude. Except I would bust your balls super hard at this point. But you're not paying me, so you're not getting it for free. I'm done giving you advice. All right. So I don't got to worry about it. We did 1 max effort lift and I went back to bed. Was sleepy today. We did this while I went back to bed. What are you talking about? Peter, by the way, thank you for wishing me the happy birthday. Coach, thoughts on my little latest protein studies flop? Should we even take these clowns seriously? What? I didn't see what happened. Okay. Hey, Jason, I just told you why you're spinning your wheels. So stop doing it. Quit doing the bulking and cutting. Go down to a lean body fat one last time and slow bulk. And I don't care that it's too slow. Irrelevant. And if you can't take that advice I just gave, then that's it. You're unhelpable. Because you won't listen to the people who are telling you how to fix it. And if you won't do that, then that's it. You're done. It's 5 years, you're still going to be spinning your wheels. I gave you the perfect solution. It's too slow as opposed to spinning your wheels for 5 years, getting no progress. Okay. I think it's a pretty simple choice. Marco says, are dips dangerous? I know a bodybuilder who tore his pec participating in street workout challenge doing max. Oh, I think so. Yeah, the weighted dip contests like that are dangerous. All right. Are you aware of the Greg Doucette package? Hey, Jason, you like the protein I sent you, Tommy? Tommy, was that you that did it, or was it my guy Dean? So did you send a separate one too, Tommy? So I'm not sure you Dean or somebody else, because I got one already. So I'm not sure if you're Dean or not. I sent one to the other day. I'm not sure which one I got then. I got one today. It's not telling me when they're coming, so I just kind of get them like they're just showing up. So I got one. Okay. No, I got one so far, but I got a chocolate. But he also sent me a chocolate. Like he sent me a DM showing when he ordered it. So I got one today. I'm not sure if you did too or not. So did it say it was delivered? Because it should tell you. It didn't tell me. No, dude, I'll drink the chocolate, man. It's all good. So I don't know if I got the one you sent or the one that he sent so far, but I got one this morning. I got a big tub of whey as one of my gifts off the wish list this morning. But it's not telling me when they're being sent. It's just they just kind of show up. But no, it's all good, dude. I'll drink all that protein up, man. It's all good. I will go through it because I buy like 10 pounds at a time, anyways. Your prescribed rack pulls. No, we've only done rack pulls as a max effort lift below the knee on conjugate rotations, generally. But no, it's all good. So I think I had a cookies and cream on there also. I should probably add some other stuff just to give people some variation. There's like creatine and fish oil and stuff on there too. Happy birthday, Coach. You do anything special? No, not today. I do have some tomorrow plans. Everyone who I would have wanted to spend time with this weekend was unavailable, and that's okay. So, all right. He says, so you do love chocolate? No, I don't party, dude. Guys, I don't really party like that anymore. My circles know I don't party. I've made some apologies for how hard I used to party. And everybody's cool, everybody's good, Yeah. No, I've made some apologies for a lot of stuff that I used to drink already. My whole circle is super chill about all of it. Some of them are trying to go through their own stuff to sober up a little bit too, so it's super cool. Right now, it used to be bad. Like people who know me in real life are like, no, y'all really don't understand like how hard Jason used to party. But no, I do not party. In fact, I realize I've been saying all this time, oh, it's been almost 5 years since my last drink. I keep saying I was saying 4.5. I went back and double checked. It's been over 5 years. I didn't even realize it. It has been over 5 years. I quit drinking. My last drink was in early 2019. And you see where I'm going? It's like, oh, wait, it's about to be 2025. Do you think DJ for men like 25? I'm reluctant to believe that, Lisa Marie. I don't think that it does. I'm at a point where I'm just like, look, guys, if you need testosterone, go to testosterone. Right. I mean, my friends still party. I mean, it's not like that, but I mean, some of them still drink. Some of them. I don't buy drinks. That's one of my rules, though. Everybody knows that. Like that is one of my rules. I will not buy drinks for anybody. So if I'm out with someone, I'll buy her food, but I'm not buying her alcohol. But people are respectful of that. My circle are respectful of that. Will your diet change this Christmas? I mean, I'm gonna have a cheat day on Christmas. Weird diet. I figure I don't like any alcohol. Yeah, in past 5 years, it's been over 5 years. That's what I realized. It's coming up on 6 years. Coming up on 6 years. It's been a while. Cheat day or cheat week? Half a day. So no, I don't recommend you fall into that trap. Don't do that. Now don't make it a cheat week. So I will probably walk into the Christmas celebration completely fasted. Like I will not have any food. It will be nothing but black coffee walking into it. All right. That's how it's going to be. What do you think? You can't keep at it. No, that's not a good idea. And no, I probably Christmas Day. I probably won't be doing any content. No, not gonna happen. Oh, a big cheat meal, right? Big cheat meal. So that's the thing too. I build up enough metabolic capacity. I can probably walk right into a big Christmas feast completely fasted and not gain a single drop of body fat. That's the beauty of it. It's just training fuel, right? Especially when you fast, people don't understand how hard it is to gain significant fat from a single day when you fast. Like it's hard to gain fat. It really is about the accumulation over days. And people don't grasp that too. Like you almost can't gain significant body fat in one day. What's the lowest amount of grams roughly? It's not about grams, Ben. It's about essential fatty acids. I mean, you could eat 50 grams of fat and have a fat deficiency, or you could eat 15 grams and not have one because you're looking at fat as a whole category instead of saying, hey, what fats do I need to have? Specific fats are required. But as far as problems you run into, we don't know. Like we don't have data on those sort of deficiencies, to be honest. Right. So Ben, we don't have an answer to that question. People make up answers all the time, and I've seen even dietitians try, but it's not data driven. We don't actually have data to really know. I mean, we could make arguments where there's a lot of benefits to eating certain fats in certain cases for inflammation control and certain vitamin absorption. So again, when you're looking for an answer like that, it's not going to be there. But even if 5 grams of fat a day, there's no way you're going to be healthy on only 5 grams. I don't even know what foods you would eat to get to that, and you're going to have to supplement something for that 5 grams because you're not going to have your essential fatty acids. You saved me a year ago. Like Kellen asked you, you told me go train hard the next day, set some PRs. What are some ultra processed foods? I mean, the cheat meals are so rare that I don't think you need to think in those terms. I mean, how often are you doing a cheat meal though? I mean, if your cheat meals is once every week, once every 10 days, once every month, I don't think anything is particularly, well, alcohol would be. Like if you really care about your health. Because we know one drink a month is enough to affect health. That's what the research shows. But outside of that, probably not. Because I mean, we can't even say trans fats because they're illegal to put in food in America. So I don't know what to tell you depending on where else you live. But trans fats are not legal to add to food anymore. You can't get them in a regular store per se. So that's not a concern. So, now if someone worked in trying to do the flexible dieting, I would say working table sugar in every day or butter is a really bad idea. But you're talking about a cheat meal. Well, it is pure crap Morcinio, but he's talking about it as a cheat meal. But here's the thing, guys, if you're going to do a cheat meal and they're not eating a bunch of protein and stuff in there, it's still a problem. Like a cheat meal shouldn't be, hey, I'm just going to eat ice cream. You better be getting protein if you care about your body composition. Like you don't get to not eat 200 grams of protein just because you're eating a cheat meal that day. See what I'm saying? Right? Can you dig it? I'll check this out. Whole Foods. But generally, I don't eat things like that. Yeah, to some extent. I mean, I use certain tools to do that stuff myself, right? Used it to close a bunch of sales a couple months ago. I managed to just grind through, have record months. Now, it's hard to do that again in December as a coach because nobody's buying training in December. But a couple months before it, sold several packages actually, like straight up 3 of those 6-month slots, like coaches where I sold 6-month packages. So I closed on 3 of them. So, You can manifest stuff with your business, other stuff, your gains in the gym, your love life, all those things. This January, I don't know. It's going to be my best sat nav. I mean, I'm hoping it'll pick up. Like, I don't need it to be my best. If it was my best, I don't know what I would do. I'd be overworked. Though I would be okay. I mean, I guess that would be okay, right? If 12 new clients came on in January and I tried to take 12 people, the workload would be insane. But it would be worth it, so I'd probably do it. Be ludicrous. You start doing the math on that. What is that? Extra $3,000 a month. Do you ever spend designated time stretching? Not really. I've tried and it doesn't do anything for me. It actually makes me hurt more than anything. So not really, no. I've done it for long periods of time and it makes me hurt. When I quit doing it, I'm pain free again all of a sudden. It's amazing what happens. Like, I haven't done any mobility work other than just the hanging, with my leg raises and my lifting, and I'm pain free again. It's kind of amazing how that happens. So, that's the thing you have to ask. Flexibility is always sport specific and need specific. What are you trying to do with it? Is there a reason you need to be flexible specifically? Pullovers and hanging on the bar. Yeah, I mean, and that's pretty much what I do. Deep range of motion, squatting movements, center of the hips. Pretty much it. But yeah, when I've done a lot of these shoulder mobility exercises and tried to do them for months on end, they start hurting so bad that it wakes me up at night. And then when I quit doing them, the pain completely goes away. So all these ones at physical therapists, it makes me think physical therapy, I think less and less of it. There's all these great physical therapists. You can do this and it will fix and give you this great shoulder mobility. And I'll do it for 6 weeks and all it does is make me lose sleep because it hurts. And then it goes away immediately when you stop. You quit doing it and a week later, you have no more pain. You do like these 5 or 6 things, all these wall slides and angel prayer stretches. Right? Thoughts on Paul Dino's diet better than carnivore? No, Saldino has had all sorts of health problems from the crappy diets he's putting out. And he has been a carnivore now. He's just added some other stuff to it. No, I would just run from it. Why can't we eat balanced diets? Like, look at the food you guys have seen me. What have you seen me put up on Facebook and stuff lately? You look at my meals. What am I eating last week? You see me eating chicken thighs. You see me eating roast beef, steak, eggs, brown rice, spinach, broccoli, sweet potatoes, avocados, walnuts, right? Greek yogurt, protein, tons of protein shake, and like Fairlife and Rotopia milk. Like, that's what I eat, guys. It's all whole foods. It's all whole foods. There you go. You check it out. So go check it out, Jesse, and check my stuff out. Why can't we all just eat whole foods and eat high protein, nice quality carbohydrate sources that are high in fiber, and antioxidants, healthy fats, right? Healthy fats. So, I mean, you see me, if you look at my grocery cart pictures, you look at my meals, what do you see in there? Besides the fish oil, you see me eating almond butter, walnuts, avocados, eggs, right? Stuff you see in my grocery cart. What do you see me doing for carbs? Just in those sort of vegetables, you'll see brown rice, you'll see sweet potatoes, occasionally some extra fruit, some watermelon or, cantaloupe, things like that. And just tons and tons and tons and tons of protein. Right? You see a lot of chicken, a lot of beef, a lot of eggs, a lot of Greek yogurt, protein shakes, ultra filtered milk. Tons and tons of that. So here's what I would say to people. Why can't they just eat whole foods? Why can't you just say protein, lots of protein, and then let's add some healthy fats and some healthy carbohydrates to it, and lots of vegetables, and just hammer down 300-400 grams of protein a day like I do? Why can't we do that? Why do we need to go to these, let's go all carnivore, or let's do carnivore and throw some honey in, or let's do this full total vegan diet? Why do we need to do it? Why do we need this? Force feed protein and then eat whole foods around it. Just clean foods. Done. Occasionally take a cheat meal, however often you happen to need one mentally. Some people once a week, some people once a month, some people twice a year. When you need one mentally, go do a cheat meal. Not a cheat day, a meal. And I don't think the 10K steps, it's all about, because the steps then talks about what are you doing for activity. I mean, so here's what I would say, Sat Nav. What if you lift weights for 2 hours a day? Do you need 10K steps then? Right? I don't know that you do. Not saying it's going to hurt you to do it either, but you got to be realistic. So I think that 10K steps is a benchmark for people who are very sedentary, who aren't doing much other training, in which case it's a good idea, right? Does a person who works out for 40 minutes 3 times a week probably need 10K steps? Probably so. I mean, my workouts are getting to that point. I'm about to add volume to replace some of my cardio. So you know what happens when you're training 2 or 3 hours every day, 6 days a week. Yeah. But how many pro bodybuilders are trained like that? Arnold trained like that. He trained more than that. So, in that case, are you covering your physical activity? So it's all variable, So again, people throw that 10K steps out as an arbitrary number, but you also have to factor in, you have to look at your totality of activity. What does your total activity look like? How physically demanding is your job? How much training or lifting are you doing? Well, I think those are big factors in how many steps you would probably need just to be healthy. Would you count sauna as what is working out? Would I count the sauna as exercise? No. Are you doing jumping jacks the whole time you're in there? You doing burpees or something? Most people are laying down or sitting in the sauna. Are you doing jumping jacks in there? And the answer is no. It's not activity. No, I think saunas can be beneficial. If you're in there getting balls deep with your girl, then maybe it might count. Somebody gonna get a cramp though in the power rack in the sauna, right? No, but I feel like my cardio, but it's not. Right? It's not. Well, then go to sleep. Nobody's stopping you. Go to sleep. How about a steam room? What do you mean? That kind of the same thing, more or less. A wet sauna. All right. Cardio going well. Well, I think that counts potentially. I mean, depends. There's a lot of factors there. Obviously, if you're a 2 minute thing, but we come back over to I tell guys anyways. I mean, that enhanced life on test. And everything's 30 plus minutes. Does it count as cardio? I think that it does. I mean, so that's kind of, you start talking fit couples, right? Let's be realistic. How many fit couples, both couples use stuff? I mean, are we going to really talk about a serious fitness lifestyle? Like, no, seriously, how many of you guys out there who use test your girl uses a little bit of gear? It works out. And you guys are having sex 3-4 hours every week minimum. Does it count as cardio? I've been in those sort of relationships. So, you've got to look at that and ask that question. Now, if you're just a regular non-fit person and, normal, so it's different. So, I mean, if we're going to have a serious conversation about truly fitness lifestyles, does that come into the equation? Because I've had more than one girlfriend who used gear while I was on test. And it kind of goes like that. So, so that's a lot of these girls out there. They want some fit guy. Well, why aren't you on a little bit of bar? Why aren't you hitting the gym? Why aren't you in shape? Because you don't have to keep up. You have to track it in your car. You have to track it in the logbook. But I'm just saying. I mean, again, man, I almost feel like there needs to be a separate discussion for this side of the fitness world, because why aren't people really talking about all of that? When so many people use stuff, so many people, including women now, that almost needs to be part of the conversation. Hey, Ben, how delusional of a question is that? I'm not sorry. Ben, do you clearly not know anything about the fitness world? A girl using your does not cause. No? Why would you assume that by default? Do you know how many hot girls at your gym are on gear right now? There's probably 57 of them. That's kind of like when people say, man, doesn't using gear cause you to die like Rich Piana? How much are you using? You see the question you just asked? So if someone says, yeah, you shouldn't have a beer, and again, I would be the one who says you shouldn't have a beer. You shouldn't have a beer causes sclerosis of the liver. Well, it does, right? And does beer cause sclerosis of the liver? You're like, yeah, well, it takes a lot. Let's go back and answer your question. Does the average woman who uses gear get masculinization? No. Do 95% of them get it? No. Do plenty of them get it? Yes. Because there's that many who use it. It's like it's more common than you guys seem to realize. Like, everyone seems to have this weird ideas that all these people at your gym are natural. You'd be shocked how many women use Anavar. You'd be literally floored. They do a little bar here and there. Do a little winning. There's tons of girls at your gym who do a couple cycles or stay on a little bar all the time. You'd probably be shocked. Just like you'd be shocked how many guys are running a bit of gear. It's pretty common. when you really start talking to people. But if you guys, here's the thing: if you don't look like you lift, nobody's telling you about their stacks when you're at the gym. When you're jacked and strong, people talk to you about their stacks. So when guys say all the time, well, I don't have people talk to me about gear at the gym, well, you probably don't look like you lift. You just outed yourself. Because if you look like you lift, everybody would talk to you about it. No offense, but that's just the way that it works. People talk to you about their stuff, normal. Because they just assume you're in the club. And I think a lot of people aren't ready for that conversation, are they? Nobody had anything to say. Thoughts on Big Ralph? Who? I think his name is Ralph, and someone calls him Big because he's probably big, and his name is Ralph. That's my thoughts. I don't know. I have no idea who that is. Jesse some girls on gear are baddies, yeah. That's facts. Just letting you do my thing. We're going to interrupt you mid-sentence, right? So, and I think other people have chimed in, and you get other people who are like, y'all guys are kind of clueless, man. Y'all don't seem to realize how many guys who don't even look like they lift are on the ground. Like, you'd be shocked. You really start talking to people. Be shocked. I had a sit back and Vice Day today, celebrate your birthday, Jason. Hey, man, I'm glad you had a good workout. All right. Glad that you had a good workout. You did. Hey, man, I hope my birthday celebration inspired you to have a good workout, man. I'm helping people right there. So helping the bros with their gains. That's it. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Do you ever get sleep paralysis? Yeah. Just trying to get like you, brother. There you go, man. Thomas, right? Happy birthday. Just happy anything, man. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Just trying to get like me, man. I'm trying to get to another level myself. So, Lester, how about you follow me along there? You try to get like me. I'll keep improving. You keep trying to improve with it. And let's just all be bros helping bros. Right? Monique, I'm not going to really jump into all that, but here's what I would say. You have to decide what's acceptable to you as a deal breaker. Those things are really personal. Like, they're very personal. Like, what are you comfortable with or not? And if you're not comfortable with it, then you're not comfortable with it. Now, you're not wrong for judging anybody, but everyone has to decide what they're comfortable with. I have never had an issue dating girls who were bi. I've dated girls who were bi, plenty of them, and some who were absolutely not. Right? But as far as the guy thing, you got to figure out what you're cool with or not. And if you're not cool with it, then you're not cool with it. Then you may want to say, hey, I'm not cool with this, and I'm not comfortable with it. And that's the end of it. Right? And it really is that simple. Like, what are your deal breakers? What are your values? And that's not for me to decide for you. Let me put it this way. No human being is ever obligated to date another person who some aspect of what they do is not compatible with you. Okay? You are under no obligation to ever date someone or be with someone because of other people's whatever their standards are. You're just not. Every person out there has a right to their own deal breakers. Whether they're politically correct or not is irrelevant. Whether they disagree with someone else's religion or not. Okay, so we can talk about the different extremes. Like, it's not my place to tell you what you have to be comfortable with or not with who you date. It is not my place. not Jesse's place, not Leslie's place, not Thomas's place. That's your place. So it's never a right or wrong for you to have those rules and deal breakers. Just like you'd ask the other question without going into that, I don't personally set a rule like that. But if someone else does, there's nothing wrong with a person deciding if that's what they're going to do, that I won't date a person from whatever group it happens to be, or I will or won't. And it doesn't have to be that type of group, it can be any type of group. Any type of group. I won't date tall people. I won't date short people. I won't, does that make sense? So, it's all good. But I think that's the way that you have to look at it. You have to decide what your personal values and your rules are there. And nobody else has a right to tell you what they are. But especially when it comes to people you date and your partners. Nobody else's opinion matters but your own. Because you're the one who's going to have to be happy with them. Not the person telling you whether you should judge this or that, or accept something or not accept something, or what your standards are. They're not going to be the one who has to be happy with them. How's that for a fair answer? All right. Well, Chris, but Chrissy, you're putting your values in. I would say to her, she has to figure out what her values are. It's not about what your or my values are. There's no right or wrong answer to that. You have to figure out for yourself what those values are, and what your rules are, and what you're willing to accept. A perfect example: one person will not date someone who smokes weed. Another person will only date someone who smokes weed. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm just using that as an example. It doesn't have to be sexuality. It doesn't have to be ethnicity. It can be anything. So is that right or wrong? Person says, I'm not comfortable dating someone who smokes weed. Or they say, I will only date someone who smokes weed. Or is that right or wrong? No, it's your personal values. And you get to decide what is acceptable to you or not. That says, happy birthday, coach. All the best, brother. Thank you. Chris said, yeah, sure. Jesse, 100%. Exactly. And that is what it is, right? That is what it is. You have to decide. And there you go. And Chris, I think that's a perfect, that is perfect. I'd rather someone be upfront with me on that than I can make the decision on where I'm comfortable or not. That comes down to honesty. It comes down to honesty, doesn't it? Or when they hide any big deal. A whole lot of things people can hide that you don't find out. A whole lot of things people can hide that are problems that, had they told you, could have been worked through sooner. I've been there. If people sometimes just say, hey, I have this going on, can we work through it, instead of not telling you? And then it becomes a problem when it was something that could have been fixable. That stuff ruins relationships. Abby says, hey, coach, hope you're doing good. Any recommendations for an intermediate lifter who detrained his legs due to lower back injury? It's healed out. Come in and start training. Start doing reverse hyper. I mean, honestly, man, you had a low back injury. No, Abby, I'm not going to give you any advice. Not like this. That needs to be a one-on-one. Not in a public forum. Zero advice, sorry. I do not answer coming back from low back injuries. That is consultation level or coaching level because it's irresponsible. Thomas Roddy said I was training at 24-hour fitness years back and deadlifted 450 for reps, and people formed a circle around me and didn't think it was doing anything special. Dude, I walked into 24 right before I built the home gym, and I pulled 515 for a triple, and everybody was watching. Jesse says, I feel like this question was meant to be coached. Been struggling to make a decision in terms of friendships lately due to value differences and feeling like crap because of it. So thanks for your insights, man. I have to deal with a lot of these things that I have to think about in my own personal life right now. I don't know how to help people deal with that. I have friends who are on Adderall. I have multiple friends who are prescribed Adderall right now. So I don't necessarily know how to help you on the addiction end. So I think every girl I hang out with is on Adderall. Sorry, that's just kind of funny. It's true. It's true. It's just facts. What do you do? I don't know how to help you there. Sorry. So we're at 51 minutes. Man. Sorry, you guys are making me think about a lot of different things. People pinned the bench with 135. So I think we've all seen a young guy get pinned with 135 and can pull it off of him. It happens, man. Have you seen the research saying that? No, I haven't, but we all know that it is very effective. We all know that it's effective. I mean, lifting is therapeutic. And speaking of which, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wind this down. I got a long workout tomorrow, then some stuff. Got some things I got to get sorted tomorrow. Should be a good day. All right. All right. So thank you for everyone who's in here. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Appreciate it. Love all you guys and gals. And I will talk to you next time.